Thing was like, when you're out in these public spaces, you get to know people. People get to know you. You know, I was kind of like one of the few foreigners in the neighborhood, and people would recognize me, and then after a couple of months, like, just start talking. Yeah, they start talking to you, and you interact, and you kind of, it sort of roots you to where you're living. I guess one of the reasons I really stayed in Korea was because it wasn't a difficult transition. Like, a lot of it felt really familiar. There was just something different about Korea. I felt more comfortable here, more at home. Like, I have this memory of being in my first couple months and just being on the subway and feeling like a weight off and just feeling really free and kind of like, yeah, comfortable.
Did learning Korean help with that?
Yeah, for sure, but you know, I had kind of a typical attitude when I first got here, which was just like, I'm not gonna be here that long and I don't need to learn this language, or just like laziness, you know? You think, well, if I learn this language and then I leave, then I'm never gonna use it again, and what's the point? It's just gonna be wasted effort. But once I started learning a little, I realized that having it while I'm here is valuable enough. I see that when I came 7 years ago, most people were like me. They kind of had this story of being here on accident and then staying somehow, you know. And a lot of the younger expats who are moving here now, they know about Korea. They realize that Asia is kind of like the Europe of our generation. And it is exciting, and there is just a lot of change happening here.
Seoul is quickly becoming a desirable city for foreigners to live in. Last year alone, there was a 12% increase in the number of expats moving to the city. Recently, we were introduced to Tori Allen from Canada. She moved here about a month ago with her boyfriend.
So we are here, and he's got a job, and I am trying to find a job, and just getting to know Seoul and Korea. So my mom is from the Philippines, and my father was from Wales, which makes me a Welsh Filipino. And I'm really interested in how the Filipino community here is getting along.
We met Tori in Haewa, a neighborhood known as the Theater District, or the Broadway of Seoul. When the theaters lay quiet on Sunday afternoon, the main street turns into a bustling makeshift Little Manila.
So did you spend a lot of time in the Philippines?
No, I went back with my mom 2 years ago and spent 3.5 weeks. But yeah, it was a great experience to see where she went to school and to also understand, like, she came from a little town and we visited where she grew up.
Now, did you eat a lot when you were down there?
I did. That was the big thing, was like the big test was eating the balut.
What is it exactly?
Balut is like a duck egg that has been allowed to